Good morning, everyone. This is Eric Sfiligoj from CropLife Media Group at the 2026 Tech Hub Live Conference in Des Moines, Iowa. I am now joined by Kyle Courtney. Kyle, welcome.
Glad to be here.
So if you could tell our audience a little bit about your organization and what you're trying to accomplish.
So first and foremost, I'm a farmer in southeastern North Dakota. Fifth generation, have 6 kids, 10 and under. And now I'm starting a co-op with a few other founders because I guess I'm a glutton for punishment.
Okay. So tell us more about the co-op.
So the co-op is the AgriAI Co-op. The concept behind the AgriAI Co-op is I'm part of a couple ecosystems. I sit on the board of directors for Grand Farms, and then I'm on the National Science Foundation Ag Tech Engine as well. And when we start looking at AI and how it's going to impact agriculture, how do we make sure a majority of the value that AI creates in agriculture actually goes back to the farmer? That's the main principle about what we're creating. Now, how do we get there? The principal concept is whoever controls the data controls AI in their industry. Right now, farmers control that data, but it's never been aggregated in a way where we can actually apply it to the decisions that we're making on our farm. So when you look at the data sets that farmers have, it's spread across multiple platforms, multiple different places, and it's hard for us to use that data set to make action decisions on our operation. Farmers typically make 25 to 30 micro decisions a day on their farm, but there's no scientific reason why we spray fungicide when we do, when we start planting, and all the other decisions that go into our farming operation. AI is going to start changing that. It's going to put a scientific approach behind why we make the decisions and when we make the decisions, and it'll help the farmers make better decisions on their operation.
Okay. It's interesting because I know it's been a long-standing debate about the data,
Yep.
the farmer data, and who owns that data. And I know you and I had talked. I was having a conversation with a grower the other day, and I mentioned I use ChatGPT once in a while, and I've been reminded that anything I put out there for to you know distill down for me the information that I'm entering into this, that becomes sort of public knowledge. Anybody can see what I'm doing if they want to look for it. And again, most people probably aren't aware that some of these AI models that data can be accessed by just about anyone. So I mean, how is your organization going to help safeguard that or work on safeguarding that?
So that's a key point. One of the partners, our technical partner that's actually building out the technology behind the data co-op that we're creating, is called BlueStack. BlueStack is a Department of War contractor that built the data fabric for Space Force. They're building NATO's data fabric out right now. This will be a closed source, a loop system. It's not going to be getting bounced off Anthropic. It's not going to be getting bounced off OpenAI, because if you've read some of the white papers that are coming out right now, the venture capital firms in Silicon Valley, for example, are telling their startups, do not use OpenAI, do not use Anthropic, because you do not know what they're going to do with their data. Data in agriculture, from a farmer's perspective, is something that should show up on our balance sheets. It's not something we should give away. It's not something we should have another company take advantage of. It should be something that we take advantage of. And if we do this in a closed loop way, the farmers can control how AI is used in agriculture, with a majority of the value that AI creates in agriculture going back to the farmer. That's the key concept behind what we're creating.
Okay. So again, you started AgriAI to kind of help
Yep.
address this question. But at the moment, I'm curious. I mean, are there any partners, any other institutions out there that maybe be looking at this already that you're partnering with or working with?
So BlueStack is a technology partner. The National Science Foundation is behind it from a support and financial perspective as well. We have a partnership with American Soybean Association, and as of last week, we have a partnership that's in the works with National Corn Growers Association. So there's an education component that goes along with this as well. A lot of companies are trying to get their hands on farmers' data. People are knocking on our door all the time trying to figure out how to access it. We need to make sure farmers are educated that your data has value in the world of AI. The more data you have, the more accurate it is, the more AI is going to be able to help you along this process. So how do we start that education process with farmers so they understand the true value of the data that they have in their own operation, And then how do we give them the tools to apply AI to their farm in a secure and trusted fashion? When we first white tabled this, in the middle of the whiteboard, we put on, this is for the farmer. Every decision that we make with this co-op, we ask ourselves one simple question: what is in the best interest of the farmer? And we follow through with that. So when you look at the data sets that we're creating, how do we also give farmers an easy button? You talk about the generational gap.
Yeah.
How do we actually make it simple for farmers to apply AI to their operation? You also talked about in the last one about auto steer was adopted quickly. A lot of technologies that have come in agriculture, you've been able to just say, I'm not going to touch that for a couple of years, or I'll let it go by and we'll see what happens. This is a 300-foot tsunami coming at basically society. And when we look at it from an agriculture perspective, how do we figure out how to ride that wave and use it for our benefit instead of going to the benefit of a Silicon Valley or an OEM from a farmer's perspective?
Okay. So as you said, this is just a new venture. So I mean, the next steps, what are you hoping to accomplish between now and say the end of 2026?
So the products will be live, hopefully. With technology, it's always a give and take a little bit with timing, but after harvest, we're hoping to be live with it. We'll have the 13 farmer board set up to help dictate the decisions on how this is going to operate. And then hopefully after harvest, we're open to any farmer that wants to add their data to the co-op to start using the tools that we're creating. We're also putting in a request box within the dashboard that we have. If farmers want more AI tools built, they can put it into the dashboard, what they're going to request. We'll be working with land-grant universities, computer science programs at land-grant universities, to help develop those products under BlueStack's mentorship. When it reaches the level of quality that BlueStack will okay, those tools will get added into the co-op. But the core concept also is this is farmer controlled, farmer owned. Any value that the co-op creates goes back to the farmer in the form of a dividend. Because we needed to think through, how do we set up something that farmers trust? Because getting farmers to hand over their data is a big ask.
Oh, yeah.
We also had to figure out, how do we make it secure? Because security is getting to be a bigger issue. I don't know if you guys saw, but yesterday a new model from OpenAI broke the sandbox that OpenAI created for it, hacked into GitHub to answer a question on a benchmark that it didn't know. Cybersecurity is going to be a big thing moving forward. So how do we secure the data set is just as important as how do we build tools to use AI in our farm.
Okay. So this is what you are helping the industry do, agriculture,
Yep.
address this topic. But I know, again, as AI has been discussed, that I've seen a lot of debate regarding who kind of manages it, if you will. Is it the federal government or the state government? States step in. The legislative part of this equation, how might that help or hinder this whole effort?
That's a double-edged sword. And
Yeah.
then we're starting to get into the things where I have a list of about 25 questions that I have my thoughts and opinions on, how I would like to see it shaped, but those questions can't be determined by one or three people. How do we put the farmer board together? How do we put the commodity groups together? How do we answer those questions from agriculture holistically from a farmer's perspective, and what that's going to look like and how it's going to be shaped? The government is going to be getting involved with more of it all the time. We almost need them to from a security standpoint with the capabilities of how powerful AIs are getting. But we need to make sure the final decision how AI is used in agriculture goes back to the producer.
Okay. All right. So then, so as we wrap up here, I mean, for the folks sitting here and our audience listening, not at the event, I mean, what words of advice can you give to the growers and ag retailers when it comes to this whole question of data sharing to better utilize the data, but making sure that it's staying safe as well?
So first I would say your data has value. If somebody's offering you a carrot for the data, understand they already determined the value of it, and it's probably less than what they're offering you to get their hands on it. Your data is something that will be incredibly value in the future and in the world of AI. Like I said before, data should be something that shows up on a farmer's balance sheet, on the asset side of it. Also start thinking of, as farmers, it's going to rain, so I don't need to change a monitor because I don't want to take the time to do it. I just got to get the combine over to that next field. The more accurate of a data set you have on your own individual farm, the more the AI will be able to help you in that process too. So taking a little bit of extra time to make sure the data is actionable, usable, and accurate is going to be critical moving forward.
All right. Well, Kyle Courtney, thank you for joining us.